Despite being obsessed with this guy's story, from revealing his not so long schlong to become a corn actor, to having weird images of girls on his Pinterest account, and to the endless clips of him screaming and whining in the middle of the streets, disturbing the peace, I have not talked about this guy once. And I think it would be very sad to leave this world not knowing the story of Daniel Larson. Recently, he has been arrested, so if you know about this guy, then you probably want to click to this timestamp here, but I will try my hardest to give you a brief summary. But if you want a more complicated explanation, not from an autistic moron, you can go to Turkey Tom and his Wiki page, which I will link in the description. I was surprised too when I found out that he had a Wiki page. So, Daniel Larson had a real rough childhood. He was abused by his mother, and so he started living with his grandmother. He lived a very nice life. He was a good boy. And eventually he met a man named Bob. And Bob would eventually be really good friends with him and eventually even take care of him once his grandma couldn't anymore. He helped him a lot, not only with like general care, housing, and food, but also even promoting his rap career, buying a couple shitty songs for Daniel to sing over.
Mud with me, pull her like a lasso. I nut on her face, turn that shit into a Picasso.
When he started posting online, he got a small fan base. However, this attracted a lot of trolls. They also forced him to say stupid stuff like he likes CP, aka Club Penguin, or that he could become a porn star and to reveal his meat during a live stream, or that he become the next president of the United States.
Proud to announce that I will be running in the 2024 presidential election as an independent.
Eventually, someone found his Pinterest account and they saw a lot of weird stuff. Pictures of girls like Grace VanderWaal, who was 12 or 13 at the time, I think, but also even a map of the United States with each state having their age of consent. He made the argument that he was hacked, and considering that he was stupid and he was like not very technologically savvy, that is very possible. However, a lot of people didn't really believe it, but it was enough to get out of controversy. But then Daniel Larson started duetting little girls on TikTok, and the real whole hacking excuse didn't really work because no one could get those videos. Daniel Larson would have to make that himself. He also said that if he ever became president, he would make having sex with children legal, as long as they had parent consent.
It's kind of interesting. That's a very good point. In my opinion, if underage can actually do with the consent of parents.
He really didn't know what to do at the time, so he got advice from these people called managers, which are basically a bunch of trolls telling him what to do, and just the most stupid stuff ever. And so a manager named Flexburger told him that he should flash his meat so he could start his new career as a porn actor. Daniel Larson did this naturally, and he was kicked off the platform that he was using and he couldn't stream anymore. So he made an alternate account and he said that he would ironically get the FBI on him. Looking back at this now, it's just so perfect. Later, he replaced all of his air quote managers, which are just trolls, and to advisors who were more genuine and caring and tried to help him more. They didn't really control him, they just tried to give him a bit of advice to go down the right path, but they wouldn't control any of his money or try to be very strict on to do one specific thing. But now the story gets a little creepy. A girl by the name of Grace VanderWaal has caught Daniel's attention, and now he thinks that they are in a relationship, and he has made constant videos, starting off with just, oh, I think she's cute, and then ending to before her mom told her to basically fuck off, that she was getting raped by his dad, and that she was pregnant with his grandfather Donald Trump, and like Joe Biden was going to assassinate him. This shit is crazy. Throughout his entire career, he has talked a lot about Grace, and eventually he started to catch the mom's attention. She kept telling him to fuck off, otherwise she'd call the authorities. And it was the last straw when he thought that Grace VanderWaal died and that she said to keep my legacy going.
Through so much stress that she takes her own life and has a heart attack. Her last words to me was, Daniel.
A man has fallen into the river in Lego City. Start the new rescue helicopter.
And then once he realized that she didn't kill herself, he just acted as per normal of talking about her obsessively. And eventually, she texted him, I don't know what, in like DMs or something, to basically just stop talking to my daughter, otherwise you're fucked. And as you can see, Daniel took it very maturely for the first time ever. And from then on, he was just screaming out in the public, getting arrested by cops for calling people the N-word and disrupting the peace, and like being rude to his caretakers. Eventually, he lost his disability services, and then it went on from there.
I declare fucking war.
Get off me! You tried to hit me with my knife, bitch!
Fuck. I wish I changed colors like a salamander.
You are a nigga.
Flex burger. Please do not look at it. It's a picture of my Daniel.
Nigga. Quick question. Is this Slurpee? Do you have a BBC Slurpee?
Bud with me, pull her like a lasso, and her face, turn that shit into a Picasso.
Sure, can you please say it?
Hello, Nicker.
Don't say that!
Now, what I find suspicious is I've heard rumors that Grace VanderWaal has an OnlyFans account. I've never found her OnlyFans account.
And now we're at this point in time where he was arrested for, guess what? Was he A, caught by Chris Hansen, B, stole a bunch of sweets from a 7-Eleven, or C, caught stalking Grace VanderWaal at her school? Yup, that's right. Bomb threats, baby. Here is a picture of everything that Daniel Larson is charged with. Now, that's pretty much everything, but there's only two more things I want to say. One, could he be going to jail? And two, does he deserve it? One thing you need to understand, it's the FBI versus Daniel Larson, and they have a lot of materials, considering it's the government, so they could get witnesses, they could get evidence, way more easily than the defendant ever could. But on the other side, people may feel bad because of his disabilities, his autism, his schizophrenia, and his bipolar disease. And when you add in the other things he did, per se the thing with Grace VanderWaal, and all the pictures, and the fact that he's been just an asshole in general in public, he kind of deserves it. But if Daniel Larson ever went to a prison, I don't want him to go to a normal one, because he's not that strong. If he goes in a regular prison, he's gonna get fucking broken, he's gonna get raped, he's gonna get fucking destroyed. Now, I know as much as we probably hate him, as much as he's done horrible things, what we need to understand is, what if he was given a better chance? What if his mother didn't abuse him? What if his grandma was here long enough to give him that advice and to give him her wisdom? What if people didn't treat him like shit? What if people didn't treat him as a joke and tell him to do stupid shit? What if he could accept his disabilities and what he needs to do to overcome those problems? That's pretty much it. Again, if you want a more complicated version of the story, then you could go to the link in the description. See you around. Bye. Oh, and also there's this. I would appreciate if you could go over there to my community tab and tell me anything. Thank you.
Chris Hansen here. Yeah, I'm looking at the TikToker Daniel Larson. Daniel, I just wanted to let you know that I'll be meeting you soon, perhaps.
What the Sigma?
And I've seen the toothbrush video and the Pinterest accounts. You could be in big trouble. You could be meeting me in a dark kitchen pretty soon, Mr. Daniel Larson. Just start behaving yourself.
The fuck you mean? No.